Welcome to DarkLoreTube, where the darkest stories come to life. The first story. The Rebirth of Humanity. Right. Anything you can remember. Anything that comes to mind. I remember glancing up from the heavy orange gloves encasing my hands. I stared into the dark openings of his mask. But honestly, when he pushed the pen across the table toward me, I didn't even recognize what it was. Words wouldn't form. Thoughts wouldn't come. I could only let out a low, garbled moan. He tapped a finger lightly on the table beside the object. Pen. Pen, I moaned back. No real meaning behind it. No understanding. Just echoing the sound he made. Do you know what a pen is used for? His head tilted slightly. The mask remained fixed in its empty, calm smile. My jaw hung open. My eyes dropped to the table, drawn to his tapping finger by the rhythm and motion alone. PN. Yes. Pen. With a gentle flick, he rolled it closer. I lunged forward instinctively with both hands, my face hitting the table. I tried to bite at it through the clear shield over my face. Pure reflex. Bite. But then I felt the cold, smooth barrier pressing against my chin and tongue. The sensation cut through the haze, clouding my mind. I sat back abruptly. Ugh. The pale mask hovered across from me, blending almost perfectly with the wall behind it. Revealed only by the faint rosy tint on its cheeks, the black voids for eyes, and that unchanging smile, silent, observing. Slowly, my hands rose to my face. I touched the invisible shield that had stopped my bite, then slid upward over my head. Pooh! I blinked at the mask as the faintest connection formed somewhere deep in my empty thoughts. My hands drifted down the shield again and rested beside the pen on the table. Somehow, the creature across from me, this thing covering me, and the pen, they were linked. With clumsy effort, like moving through thick mud, I nudged the pen back across the table. The mask nodded. Good. His blue-gloved fingers took the pen delicately, as though it might shatter. He gripped it firmly, pressed his thumb to the end. His gaze stayed on me. The sharp click caught my attention instantly, but this time, I held still. Very good. Touched the tip to a pad of paper and drew a single thin blue line. Do you know what this means? I had no idea. I didn't even grasp that his sounds carried meaning. I doubt he expected me to. But I remember how he leaned forward, rotated the pad, and slid it into my hands. His voice trembled faintly as he said, "It says, you are beautiful. Elia Stu, 118. She watches me as I back out of the room, her gaze following until I press my palm to the door and ease it shut. Her eyes seem sharper now, more present. The lock clicks into place. My hand falls from the handle, and a soft purr pulls my attention downward. Dorian, I lift the mask from my face, kneel, and run my gloved fingers over her silky head. True cognition. She arches into my touch, tail rising high. Indeed, this calls for a celebration. Such moments have grown rare. I glance down the hallway toward the cooler and sigh, though regrettably, there's little left to celebrate with. Dorian meows and spins, nudging my hand for more attention. A small smile tugs at my lips. Don't worry, my dear. There's still some kibble. And besides, it's Thursday. I pull back my sleeve to check my watch. 2:28. Marcus should arrive any moment now. I stand, peel off the gloves, and drop them into the bin by the door. In 2 minutes, precisely. Perhaps enough time to start rehydrating some rations. With Dorian trailing at my heels, I remove the mask entirely, tuck it under my arm, and hurry down the corridor. Marcus isn't the most engaging company, but he's dependable and remarkably resourceful. Somehow he and his group always manage to acquire even my most unusual requests: centrifuges, incubators, items rarer than gold these days. And they usually arrive in working condition. Fuel for the generator too, and my more particular requirements. Naturally, none of it comes without cost. My own services are even rarer, and he has urgent need of my expertise. The intercom crackles, quickening my steps. Elias, you there? I reach the control monitor just as one of his crew, a broad man with an almost boyish face, drops his pack. The face feels vaguely familiar, though I can't place it. Indeed, I reply into the mic. I trust you have my shipment secure? Marcus extends his arm and snaps his fingers. The man behind him pulls out a small red bag and places it in Marcus's hand. Marcus raises it high. Typo. Excellent. Without sitting, I set the mask on the table, disable the gate, and key the intercom. You're cleared to enter. Marcus inserts his key, pushes the gate open, and his team files into the courtyard one by one. I watch closely for any signs of treble, a limp, a stumble, a slouch. Today, the only oddity is the size of the group. 3 heavily burdened carriers and 4-armed escorts. The last man backs through the gate, rifle raised as though expecting pursuit. My eyes narrow. I watch Marcus secure the gate, pocket the key, and wave. I restore power, yet even on the monitor, I see his shoulders ease, his whole team exhale in relief. Dorian leaps onto the table and rubs against my hand. Quite right, my dear, I murmur. They do seem rather on edge. I press the intercom. Proceed. Clearly, someone has a story to share. Marcus Styler's restless. Keeps staring at a twisted pile of metal just beyond the fence. They're close. I scan the debris, motion the carriers toward the door, and signal the rest to cover our rear. I don't see anything. I never do not until they surge. But I smell them. That unmistakable odor of decay. Where? His gaze stays locked on the metal pile, even as his rifle swings toward the ruined building we crawled through earlier. There, I glimpse something shifting in the shadows. Maybe a faint glint that could be an eye. So brief I might have imagined it. But Tyler has an uncanny instinct for this. If he says they're there, they are. How many? He shakes his head, eyes darting across the horizon. Don't know. A lot, damn. Must be the blood. I spit toward a broken block. Those things can sense it even through sealed bags. It drives them wild. And this time, we brought far too much. I don't know if they'll rush the fence. I don't know if the charge will stop them all. But standing exposed like this sets my nerves on edge. Elias is taking his time. They won't come inside, right? Caleb, the youngest, sounds ready to panic. Tyler shoots him a cold look. He'd warned me the kid lacked the stomach for runs like this. I don't care what he claims. There's no way he was at Farmer's Mill. Doc only had 5 doses. 5, held up his hand. Folding a finger for each bitten in that fight, Seth, Moose, Xander, Candle, Lars. If that mark on his arm is real, where's the damage? No melted skin, no bare patch, no clouded eye, nothing. He slammed the tool he'd been using back into the forge, jabbed me with his hammer. If he was bitten, why isn't he with the rest of them? And if he got the shot, why doesn't he sense them? When I stayed silent, he wiped sweat from his brow and tossed the tool aside. Kid's lying. What's wrong, Caleb? Tyler smirks. You got the shot. You're not turning. Caleb shifts his grip on his rifle. Yeah, but I don't want my insides torn out either. None of us do. I kick a chunk of concrete, glare at Tyler. It doesn't matter if he's lying. Caleb's here now. No time for arguments. The fence is live. They touch it. They're done. But I feel them out there watching, waiting. Stay calm. Keep your finger off the trigger. Last thing we need is noise drawing more. A heavy clang nearly makes me jump out of my skin. I spin to see Ilias's reinforced door swing inward. Welcome. Ilias steps into the frame, offers a slight bow, and gestures us inside. I trust the journey wasn't too taxing. His voice is smooth, almost soothing. We made it, didn't we? I swallow, cast one last glance at the ruins, and follow the carriers in. Indeed. He scans the rubble perimeter until we're all inside the airlock. Only then does he seal the outer door. I've prepared your usual quarters. He glides between us like a shadow, barely disturbing the air as he reaches the inner door. Will you be joining us for supper? Caleb's face twitches. Us. I thought it was just you. Elias raises one eyebrow, but Tyler answers first. He means his cat, Dorian. I could mean my test subjects. Elias rests a hand on the lever. In which case, you might become dinner. But no need to worry, my friend. He pulls the lever. The inner door hisses open. In this instance, Tyler is correct. He bows again and waves us through. You know where the cooler is? Marcus. Please handle the blood before settling in. We can review inventory later.